Greetings, welcome to the course of Electromagnetics, Unit 2, Lecture number 28. In previous lecture, we were discussed about the boundary conditions and we solved the numericals on boundary conditions. Till now, however, we determine the electric field either by using Coulomb's law, Gauss law or by using the relation between E and V, that is electric field is a gradient of voltage, electric potential. In all those, we have determined in terms of their charge distributions. Practically speaking, no charge distribution is known. So if we want to find the electric field in a practical scenario, we can use either Laplace equations or Poisson's equations to determine the electric field. Now, the today's topic is Laplace equations and Poisson's equations. Laplace and Poisson's equations. Laplace and Poisson's equations. And from the divergence theorem, we know that divergence of d bar is volume charge density. This is a point form of a divergence theorem. Okay. So, we know d bar as epsilon into E bar. Let us substitute the d bar as epsilon into E bar. So, del dot epsilon E bar is rho v, volume charge density. And we have a relation between E and V, that is given by E is given by minus gradient of V. Let us write this value in the above equations so that we can write divergence of epsilon as it is, and what it is our E bar epsilon into E bar is what? Minus gradient of V, which is given by rho v. Okay, I will take the epsilon common, which is a constant value, and I can write epsilon into del dot del. This is del square V, this is minus, which is given by rho v, volume charge density. From this one, I will take this along with the minus, I will take this on this side. So, del square V is given by minus rho v, volume charge density, by permittivity of a medium. This equation is called as an Poisson's equations. What it is? It is the Poisson's equations. So, what is our Poisson's equation is? Poisson's equation is del square V, which is given by minus rho v by epsilon, where rho v is a volume charge density, right? If there is a charge free region is there, in a charge free region there won't be any charges. If no charges means no charge density, so rho v will be 0. So if rho v equal to 0, then del square v will become 0. Okay, del square v is 0, which is nothing but Laplace equations. So these Poisson's and Laplace equations are used to find the boundary value problems. Okay. Now let us solve the numericals using the Poisson's and Laplace equations. Before solving these numericals, let us write the Laplace equations in Cartesian, cylindrical and spherical coordinating system. In a Cartesian, the Laplace equation del square v equal to 0 is written as dou square v by dou x square plus dou square v by dou y square, dou square v by dou z square equal to 0 is the Laplace equation in Cartesian system. If it is in cylindrical coordinating system, it is given by 1 by rho into dou by dou rho of rho into dou v by dou rho plus 1 by rho square of dou square v by dou phi square plus dou square v by dou z square equal to 0. It is in cylindrical coordinating system. So what we are doing? we are writing the Laplace equations in Cartesian, cylindrical and in spherical coordinating system. In a spherical coordinating system, the Laplace equation is given by 1 by r square dou by dou r of r square into dou v by dou r plus 1 by r square sin theta into dou by dou theta of dou by dou theta of sin theta into dou v by dou theta plus 1 by r square sin theta into dou square v by dou phi square equal to 0. What this? This is a Laplace equation in spherical coordinating system. Okay. To solve the numericals on by using Laplace or Poisson's equation, you must know these Laplace equations in all the three coordinating system, in Cartesian, in cylindrical and in spherical coordinating systems. Okay. Now let us solve our numericals. So what is the question is given? There are two parallel conducting discs. Okay, there are two discs are there. Disc. Okay, there are two discs are there. Okay, we have two discs. So this is one lead, this is one disc, and here we have one more disc. Okay, one circular, two circular discs are separated by 5 mm at z equal to 0 and z equal to 5 mm, separated by the distance of. Okay, these two discs are placed along the z equal to 0, right? Let this is a line of z equal to 0. Okay, so this is a line at z equal to 0 and this is at where? At z equal to 5 mm. This is a line at, this is at 0, this is z equal to 5 mm. Okay, so the distance between these two discs is, this is a line of z equal to 0, right? So what will be the distance? This is 5 mm only. Okay, two discs are placed along z axis are being separated with 5 mm. Okay, and at z equal to 0 the voltage is given. At z equal to 0 the voltage is given as 100 volts. Okay, and at z equal to 5 mm, at z equal to 5 mm, at z equal to 0 the voltage is 0, at z equal to 0 the voltage is 0 and 100 volts is at z is 5 mm. The voltage V is 100 volts where at z is 5 mm. Okay, okay, two discs are placed along z axis, both are being separated with the 5 mm distance and the voltages are given at z equal to 0 and z 5 mm. The voltage at z equal to 0 is 0 and voltage at 5 mm is 100 volts. Okay, so what we are supposed to find? Find the charge densities on these discs. Okay, what we are supposed to find? We are supposed to find what is the charge density on this disc or on this disc. Disc means what type of a charge distribution? Surface charge density. Okay, both the discs are there. Okay, what will be the charge distribution? We wanted to find the charge densities. Okay, so we are supposed to find the charge densities of rho s. Okay, now let us apply the Laplace equation to find the rho s. First of all, if we want to apply the Laplace equation, we have to choose which Laplace equation we have to select to solve this numerical. Okay, first see that the values of the numericals are given in which coordinating system. It is given in terms of z, means there will be Cartesian system. Okay, it is length is given in terms of z, means we can use the Cartesian system. Okay, in the Cartesian system the Laplace is having the three different terms. One is along x and one is along y and one is along z. Since we have both the discs are placed along the z axis only, means no other elements on x and y. So in del square v this will be 0 only. That means these two terms will be 0 only. Now let us see how we can use this Laplace equation to solve this numerical. Okay, so from the Laplace equation del square V equal to 0. What we do? Let us obtain the V first. Okay, what is the exact value of a V from which we can obtain the E, right, electric field E, because we have a relationship between we know the relationship between V and E, from which we can obtain the value of E. Once we know the value of electric field E, from which we can obtain the value of electric flux density. Okay, so by using the Gauss law, the flux density is nothing but the charge density, so we can get a value of rho s. Okay, so by using the Laplace equation, okay, Laplace equation, del square V equal to 0. So we have to take out the value of V which is there here. Okay, for that what we do? Let us integrate on both sides. Integrate on both sides. If we integrate, okay, if we integrate one of the before integrating, let me write this term, because these two terms are 0. So dou square V by dou Z square equal to 0. Now integrate on both sides. On both sides. Now the integration of dou square V by dou Z square with respect to dz, which is equal to integration of 0 into dz. So in this one of the integration will be cancelled. So we will get dou V by dou Z. Integration of a 0, let it be some constant C1. Okay, so our job is to get out this value. Okay, take out this V value. What we do? We will again integrate on both sides. Integrate on both sides. Some constant C1, let it be. So integration of dou V by dou Z into dz is given by integration of C1 dz, okay, plus C2. Okay, so integration of this will be V, which is given by C1 into Z plus C2 as it is. Okay, we have got the value of V in terms of some constants C1 and C2. Okay, so let us find what is the C1 and C2. To find the C1 and C2 only, the conditions are given. V1 is 0, Z equal to 0, V1 is 0. Now let us use the conditions given to obtain the value of C1 and C2. Okay, so the Z equal to 0 and V is 0. At origin, that is Z equal to 0, V is also 0. From this one, let us write the Z value is 0. If Z is 0, the V is also 0. C is given by, this is 0 plus C2. From this, C2 value is 0. We have got the second constant as a 0. Now let us use one more the condition given to obtain the value of C1. So I will erase this part. So the second condition is at Z is 5 mm, what is V is? V is 100 volts. Okay, when Z is 5 mm and what is the V? V is 100. So V is 100 at C1 into, and what is the Z? Z is 5 into 10 raised to minus 3, since it is 5 mm. Okay, from this and you get this value this side. C1 is given by 100 by 5, okay, into 10 raised to plus 3. So 5 ones are 5 twos are 0. So from this one, C1 is given by 20 into 10 raised to 3. Okay, we have got the values of C1 and C2. Now let us write the equation for V. What we are trying for? Trying to obtain the value of E, electric field. So our primary job is to get a value of electric field. Once we have the value of V, from which we can obtain E. So V is given by C1 into Z. C1 is 20 into 10 raised to 3 Z. Okay, it is volts. So what is our job? To get the value of E. E is given by minus gradient of V. So gradient means, you know, dou V by dou X, dou V by dou Z, and dou V by dou X or dou V by dou Y, dou V by dou Z into Ax, Ay and Az terms. Since we have a term only along Z, so I can write E, electric field E bar is minus dou by dou Z, this is dou V by dou Z into Az. Okay, so I didn't write the terms along X and Y, so just we know the terms along Z only. So it can be written as minus dou by dou Z of, what is V? It is 20 into 10 raised to 3 Z into Az. Okay, I'll take this constant term out. So the electric field E bar is given by minus 20 into 10 raised to 3 taken out. Left is dou Z by dou Z, this Z terms, into Az. So now what is electric field E bar is? It is dou Z by dou Z is 1. So it is minus 20 into 10 raised to 3 volt per meter. Az. Unit vector is important because electric field is a vector quantity into Az. Okay, volt per meter. Now from which let us write the value of a D bar. Okay, so the electric flux density D bar is written as epsilon into E bar. Okay, D bar is written as epsilon into E bar. D bar is written as, what is epsilon? I can write epsilon naught into epsilon R, relative permittivity, into E bar. But it is given in a free space. Both the discs are placed along the free space. Okay, so there won't be any epsilon R, relative permittivity. So it is E bar only. So D bar is written as, what is E bar is? The epsilon naught is 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12 into E bar. What is the E bar value? Minus 20 into 10 raised to 3 into Az. It is along Z axis into Az. So D bar is written as, multiplying these two terms, 10 raised to minus 12 and 10 raised to 3, I can write 10 raised to minus 9, and multiplying this integer with this one, we will be getting minus 1.77 into 10 raised to minus 7 Az. Okay, what is this? This is the flux density, and we know that always the flux density will be normal to this surface, right? This is also written as the flux density normal to the surface, dN. Okay, normal to this one, which is given by minus 1.77 into 10 raised to minus 7. If I write in terms of the charge densities, because the flux lines passing through both the discs is nothing but the charge on those discs by using the Gauss law, so that it will be a surface charge densities. So the surface charge density is nothing but magnitude of flux densities. So the surface charge densities on both the discs is given by 117 point, or I can take, if I take this one, 1.77 into 10 raised to minus 7, or so surface charge density is given by, because we are considering only the magnitude, so I didn't carry the sign. So 177 and nano coulomb per meter square. What this is? This is nothing but surface charge densities on both the discs. Okay, so we equated the flux density into the surface charge densities. This is one of the numerical on Laplace equations, and where the two discs are being separated with 5 mm, and we are supposed to find out what is the charge densities on both the discs. We will solve few more numericals on Laplace and Poisson's equations in next lecture.